I mean, obviously, I somewhat facetiously said on our last show that I didn't care about internationals, and I don't. To be honest, I don't care about international football. It's dull. I just hope that the players came back without injury. But I suppose there is a good talking point from it in that we saw players in different roles than we'd normally see. Wes Burns, for example, played on the left for Wales. Dara O'Shea, interestingly, he played at right back for the Republic of Ireland. That's a conversation we're going to have in due course. And Kieran McKenna was among those interestedly watching, Stu.
Yeah, I revisited some quotes, full disclosure, that came after the previous international break where, we spoke to Kieran about how much of the international action he watches during the break. And he said, well, I don't often get to many in person because it's a bit of a balancing act between some family time and obviously some time on the training pitch with the lads, but he watches them all between him and his staff on TV. Through a point of pride in seeing his players go away and play on the world stage, but also, interestingly, to kind of see them play in different systems, different roles with different teammates. And I can learn a bit more about my players, especially new players that have only just come into the building in the last few weeks/months. And he'll have certainly been able to see some different things from his players over the games that Alex has just reeled off. As you mentioned, Wes Burns on the left, not the first time he's done that for Wales. Dara O'Shea has generally played at right back, I think, in more recent times for the Republic of Ireland, and has played that role previously in his career for West Brom. And Omari Hutchinson getting those assists and goal out on the right-hand side for England under-21s. And I know that's a bit of a debate at the moment about, around whether Omari would be better suited out on the right for Ipswich. Obviously, there's a right-back debate to be had with Axel being injured as well. So I'm sure it's given the manager a bit of food for thought ahead of Everton at the weekend.
We are going to have that right-back debate in a minute when we talk about Everton. AJ, you obviously watched a lot of these games because you have to as international correspondent. What was what was it like in terms of Wes Burns? I know he has played on the left before for Wales, but how did he get on in terms of players playing out of position?
Better than I thought he might. It put me on edge a little bit because with wingers a lot, let's take Omari, there's a lot of them that feel comfortable playing on the right and on the left. And you've watched Wes a lot more than I have. I don't think that he's the kind of player that you would have said, oh, yeah, let's put him on the left. That feels like a natural thing. Because he's very direct. He's very kind of set in that position. And it suited him quite well. And I don't think that, I can't remember who they played on. It was at Montenegro they played on Monday. I don't think they were fully prepared for that necessarily. Like, I think you have to be kind of quite prepared to play against Wes Burns sometimes. And the fact he was coming up on the left, it meant that the right back Marusic, who was hooked at half time in I think four subs that they made at the break, left quite a lot of space for him, and he was getting into good positions. Wasn't that clinical. Maybe could have had like there's probably a couple of chances he could have had to score, but he was getting in nice areas. The deliveries were good. Showed that he's capable of doing it, I'd say. So liked what I saw. It was something different. Came in a little bit more narrow. Was on the right. I think he's quite high and wide. But clearly, Craig Bellamy's seen something in him that makes him a candidate to be on that left flank for Wales.
I did on the subject of Craig Bellamy, by the way. I heard an interview with him, which I thought was interesting, where he said that he hates the word process, which clearly is a big word at Ipswich Town. So I wonder if Wes, when Craig's sitting there slagging off process, Wes is like, no. It'd be interesting to see the kind of dichotomy between the two.